Всім привіт! І ми продовжуємо наше проходження KINGDOM COME DELIVERANCE частина 2. І так. Сьогодні у нас планую в нашому епізоді пройти це прогулянка з задоволенням наше завдання. Це сюжетне завдання. Побочні завдання ми більш-менш тут виконали. І то, що нам потрібно зробити. Зникли наймити, мали доїхати на возі до Семена, тож треба їх пошукати. Я розумію, нам треба відправитися до Семена і там розпитати, прибули вони, не прибули, і що, як трапилось. Так. Завдання називається прогулянка, я думаю, будемо багато ходити і гуляти, і може бути таке, що будемо щось знаходити, але у нас по луту майже все вже забито. Тут начебто все і так. Кінь, да? У нас тут на коні також. Також багато. Набір бронника, набір коваля, набір стрільця. Може це все попробувати. 5. Давайте, напевно, спробую це все продати. Так, більше стихів ми залишимо. Це хай буде, спис також. Так, скалська сокира нам ще знадобиться, так. Зараз спробую щось продати нашому ковалю. Вже запізно. А що у нас по характеристикам? Ситність, енергія, здоров'я, все більш-менш непогано. Так, тоді чекаємо до ранку. Зранку йдемо все продаємо і відправляємося до подорожі. Так, думаю, він десь у 8, да? Розпочинає свій робочий день чи ні? Ні, він вже впорається тут.
Good morning, lad. Show me your wares.
Так, продаємо. Зброя, спис. Не потрібен. Обладунки. У нього не хватає грошей, да. Ну.
I'd like to do something about that price.
All right, I'm listening.
Що?
Only because it's you.
We're getting close. Lower your price a little more and we can shake hands. Finally, a reasonable sum. I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
Дуже мало. Щось було дуже незрозуміло, чому так мало. Чи в нього не вистачало коштів, чи це набор. Ну, добре. Так, ага, тут ще годинку почекаємо. Так, значить теж відчинили вже, ну. Так, ти мене цікавиш.
What will it be?
Торгівля.
What do you have for...
Ну, також не дуже багато грошей. $172. Ні. Чому так мало грошей у них?
Maybe next time.
Так.
They only ate when
I
there's a storm
apologize.
coming.
That's handy, isn't
Ладно,
it?
добре, це залишимо на потім. Тоді, що ми робимо? Так, повертаємося до нашої коняки. Може в Семені чи десь там по дорозі щось знайдемо, щоб поспробувати це все. Так, добре, відправляємось тоді. Так, а у нас в Семені там також начебто було плохо з репутацією, але начебто все наладилось. Хоча, якщо ви пам'ятаєте, по завданням, коли ми рятували сина, ну, цанського того барона, то ми тут вбили десь 5 людей, да. Ну, побачимо. Начебто все наладилось. Може тому, що ми змінили наш одяг і нас не впізнати, бо там таке було. Наче. Так, тут можна залишити нашого коня, начебто. Тихенько.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Serene is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you're frae. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. I'll kill you.
Так, треба цього відлупцювати. Які він притки, а? Все? Притки закінчилось?
Come on. Oh, you wee bastard!
The devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takeoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
sir.
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. So, do you know what to do? Or have you got any more questions?
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. This Yurko and his mates, who are they?
They're Lord Samin's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get too much booze inside them.
Only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from the booze.
But what can I tell you, lad? Each to himself. Besides, they stick with the family when push comes to shove. And you can't say that about everyone.
And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you. If you haven't figured me out by now, you can't be very bright.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do for Lord Semin? And your name isn't exactly very common.
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what a captain does. As for my name, it's a nickname Lord Samin's grandpa gave me. May he rest in peace. When I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, win an argument. I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one piece. We've been together so long, we even share the same name.
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
We should probably get going.
My thoughts exactly. Off to the courtyard then.
Так. Всі разом маємо їхати. Думаю, що буде непоганим одітися відразу в зброю. На всяк випадок.
Good doggy, good. Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best. But I'm not gonna scrap with you again.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? From Znojmo in Moravia. Lovely country. All vineyards and bonny lasses.
Well, you don't like it here?
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses here? The locks are broad, all right. They didn't exactly lift your spirits, but more the other way around.
You're related to the Semines, if I understood right.
Aye, I wouldn't e'er be here otherwise. My great-grandmother married young Lord Semin's great-uncle. It's not every day that your, first cousin, once removed, gets married.
Twice removed, but that doesn't matter.
Ah, who cares? There'll be a good old shindig, that's all that counts.
Так, начебто всі вже наготові, да? Це вже зброї.
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say, sir.
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskowitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskowitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
Ну да, старий рішив показати стару школу, чи що? Чи що він ще на щось здатен? Побачимо. Може навчить нас якимось новим прийомом, хоча, не знаю.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
Будемо битися, ну добре.
What a cheap old nag.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Sameen. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
That won't be necessary. I've got all I need.
Well, all right. But it never hurts to have something in reserve. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
Mind where you're going.
Палицями будемо. Ну добре.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Ну. По казану. Ще й дощ. У нього що, стаміна краще за мою? Ні.
Take that. Take that.
Все?
What do you say, son?
You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see you're young in spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Так. Палець не треба, щит також нам не потрібен. Що, продовжуємо наш шлях далі. Вмитися може. Бо старий наче вмився. Змив кров. Я зрозумів, да. Погодка.
And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come over. We've got a nice arena in Samid. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battlegrounds, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlsruhe. It's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, man? It's clear you're not from Trussell.
I'm from Silver Scallops, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping the dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
Це ж хтось повісився чи повісили когось? Щось я не помічав раніше. Це щось нове. Не було такого начебто.
Christ, woo! Watch out for that horse.
Щось перекусити треба.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
About who? Since you're not here, how could I speak of you?
That's what I like to hear. Now run along.
Так. Де наш ріхтарш?
Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semin on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now. On account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semin would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning desire to deal with it, but if I'm going to pay for it...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semin is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You ought to calm down.
Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad, though.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan's hired hands?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and Radovan praises them, but I know people. That pair have mischief in their eyes. I can tell.
That'll be all. Thanks.
Так.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So the Yitchin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Well, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum. Let's hurry. To Yitchin!
Sir, I can send a message to the Itchin captain of the guard.
No, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Won't you be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir?
I will. If I have to choose between driving to Yitchin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yitchin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way. The Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that
Корчма.
place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door. What a...
Oh, no, that was 15
Що ж вони там такого накоїли?
God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yitchin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
When you give over with that, I'll bet my brains they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them cruising at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then.
Начебто дощ закінчується нарешті. Зараз похмуро, так. І графіка чимось мені нагадує першу частину. Без світла, звісно, це виглядає не так гарно.
So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir, but don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Так. Треба шукати мішки, да? А тут у нас нема кому підказати нам нічого. Чи вже пізно? Ну добре. Ні та й ні. А ні, є, ну. Зачекай, старий.
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
Did you see a cart drive through here by any chance?
All the time, friend, from Truskovich to Yitchin and back. Sometimes even a slow cart with a dead body.
I'm looking for a cart loaded with goods from the blacksmith. Probably moving fast.
Now that you mention it, I do recall something of the like. They even dropped a sack of charcoal. When you go out of the cemetery onto the road, you should see it right there on the right-hand side. God be with you.
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
Все? Його не можна нічого тут вугілля собі забрати, ні? Шкода. Це не наша підвода.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
Знову дощ.
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Garmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Gutenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's the change in the economical situation, sir. The burghers have more rights, and they make smart use of them. They put their coin to work for them. They've got shops, baths, inns, mills, while the nobles sit waiting until Jack from Backwater Hamlet brings them 3 groschen in taxes on St. Gallus's Day.
You're right there. Only Jack hasn't even got 3 groschen these days. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one, not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road.
Трохи
Maybe
назад.
it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Ще один мішок. Сліди там були.
The blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey!
Там
I found the
пуста.
blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Вже нічого немає.
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on.
Як не зрозуміло, що це іменно той віз, що нам потрібно. Там біля кладовища також був віз.
Look out.
Ну,
Something stinks here.
I told you, They got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't
Собака.
till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Samine was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why is that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had
Якийсь голос у нас
your
точніше.
wife as a nanny when you were little. Now she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins, and white
Ну, а що
ladies.
хтось балакає?
Every night we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows, and the whirring of the spinning wheel,
Listen.
they rolled around and gave off a fart. Let's get closer.
Aye, Spark. You two are arseholes. I'd have nothing to do with winks like that. It ain't right having a pair like that.
What do we do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a fire here and jump over it. And so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, and we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
Тут чи тут? Тут, значить, вона не показала.
Stumble's a priest.
Stumble is a drunken old fool who claims he was a priest. He can't even quote one psalm.
Don't you think he'd have a better nickname than Stumble if he was a priest?
Як вона не побачила?
Hey, it ain't his fault. What's wrong with his legs?
What's wrong with his legs is
Those
they can't
definitely aren't
stay
the
away from the
blacksmith's
tavern.
hands.
You two don't know the truth from an hole in the ground. Stumble was a priest. He showed me only pictures and taught me a lot.
Aye, Stumble was a priest.
So how's it look, Sonny? How many?
I saw 3. And they don't look like Radovan's hands.
And what about my goods?
I didn't see them. It looked more like a patrol. I reckon there might be more of them hereabouts.
Seems we can't avoid a fight. I hope you're ready, Henry.
Sure am, sir.
I wouldn't worry about Henry, sir. He showed us mettle and training. So, how are we gonna do it? Do you just want to charge them, sir?
What else do you suggest?
Someone could go back up top and try to take one of them down with an arrow before we charge them. There's a good view of the camp from up there.
Good idea. Borrow my crossbow. My shoulder's giving me jip anyway.
All right, sir.
Climb up top, and as soon as you shoot the first time, we'll charge them. And make sure you don't hit one of us.
Right you are, Captain.
Так. А стріли, які в нього були? Ладно. Яка різниця?
You two are arseholes. I'd have nothing to do with winks like that. It ain't right having a pair like that. She might be hexed, or maybe a witch.
You see hexes everywhere. It ain't that strange. Even my uncle had a pair like that. Each eye.
Довго так заряджає.
Help me with him. Ooh, bleeding, are we? You want me to get you?
Да, з мене стрілок, як не знаєш. Так, що у нього тут є? Це ні о чому. Ключі.
Henry, get over here.
Зачекайте.
What's the hold up, damn it?
А ні, я все-таки попав в нього.
Stop dawdling.
Можемо забрати.
Hey, Henry, get over
Ще
here.
якийсь.
Stop dawdling. Hey, Henry, get over here.
Зачекай.
Hey, Henry, get over here. Stop dawdling.
Ще один є у нас. До вуха. Ну, залізо, металу. Прошу, варіант тарілки. Це ми все заберемо. Так, перегрузу в мене ще нема.
Hey, Henry, get over here.
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here. And none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Hard to say. I've never actually seen them. But I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just run into them bandits by chance.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Let's go, then. Are you ready, Henry?
I am. Let's go.
Hold on, lad. Give me back my crossbow. You weren't thinking of keeping it, were you?
Aw. Has your shoulder stopped hurting, Captain?
Shut up and hand it over, smart ass.
Of course. You did a good job.
I should bloody think so.
I thought we had everything clear, Venser. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
It makes no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time with the Shani, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me. What, me? And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours.
Але в мене не споряджений меч. Він віддав арбалет.
Gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Of course you can have everything back. Just as long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
-1.
What are you gaping at? At them!
Не то тікати.
At them!
Other men! Help me with him! Come here! Show what you're made of! I'll sort you out! Hey! You bastard! Fucking You'll be fucking sorry.
And it's done. They got what they deserved, the fuckers.
Nobleman.
Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening?
Do be quiet.
Come here!
We'll decide what...
What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
Did you see which way he went?
No, I had other things on my hands. Besides, you're the one who's supposed to keep watch.
I'll go and track him then.
Great. Hurry.
I can't see any law
Так,
here,
десь там, а?
but I can see lots of crows that will enjoy.
Десь сюди, да, напевно, чи ні? О,
I've got you now, Venser. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
One-on-one, yeah. But it must be clear to you that you're no match for me. Even if the noose is waiting for you, it's still a more pleasant death than getting your head smashed in with a rock. And believe me, I'll do it if there's no other way.
Fuck! All right, I'll come with you. But you'll put a word in for me.
I might. As long as you don't try anything.
Promise me.
I won't promise you anything. Now come on.
втрачена репутацію, там успіх.
I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well in the end. Gnarly will take care of this scum.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me, you deserve it.
Багато.
And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Samin. Want to ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with these hands.
Could you wait a while? I'd better just check that I haven't lost anything while running around here.
All right, but make it quick. I was happy to get out of Samin for a while, but now I'm looking forward to being back at my own fireside.
Так, треба тут оглянути ж. Як це ж можна уїхати? Так, військовий меч, це ми заберемо. Гербовий щит, не знаю. Так, ключі, пов'язки, звичайна кістка, це дуже цікавить. Ну, тому що ключі це тесак, ну добре. Юзерський щит заберемо. Лук також заберемо, стріли також заберемо. Ще одна. Ну, у нас є, ну хай буде. Так. Що тут? Морква.
I'm just telling you what people are saying. Not easy for us nobles.
Угу. У мене вже перевантаження.
Like I said, we'll see what will happen.
Толецька сталь. Це дуже-дуже непогано. Ну, це все, напевно, забираємо. Все, тільки один. Більше нема ніяких скриньок. Тут у нас також нічого. Начебто ми оглянули. Так, зараз перекинемо військовий меч, ну він слабіше за нашого, тоді він йде на коняку, щити це на продаж, мисливський лук. Це буде цей, стріли. Так, ми зробимо так. Ну да, на мене сама прочна ця. Також на коня тоді. Це у нас ноги. Яка різниця, да. Матеріали, да? Надо викласти. Чому? Так, ще щось треба викинути, думаю. 2 кіла, да? Так, що у нас тут по їжі? Дуже багато у нас різних цих, але... Так, питна вода. Викидаємо. І огонь, начебто. Все, можемо відправлятись тоді.
That offer of a ride still open?
Sure, if you want.
What's going to happen with that pair?
You mean Radovan's hands? We'll see. The one that ran for it, it's clear with him. The other fellow was tied up, so who knows what went down. Maybe he was innocent. Gnarly'll have a word with him, and we'll see what he tells us.
A ride would be great. My legs are sore.
Wait until you're my age. Well, let's get going.
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Vence's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gills.
It weren't like that at all. We shook on it. But on the way, you had the idea we'd keep it.
What? That ain't true.
Leave it out, you two. One way or another, you wanted to fuck me over. Doesn't matter whose idea it was.
So, you wanted to steal the cart for yourselves, but you still got caught?
I didn't want to steal anything. That was Vencer.
It was your idea. What the fuck are you talking about, blaming Benson?
You really are prize idiots. If you hadn't gone round the rocks, you could easily have got away. But I've got a big heart, so I sent the lads to give you a hand.
I told Francie it wasn't a good idea to nick it.
Bollocks. As soon as you saw the lads, you gave the horses the whip. You were holding the reins, Vencer.
You see?
While you were shouting rude insults. So you're both in it up to your necks, as far as I'm concerned.
Where are you taking us?
To Sameen, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realise you can't just execute me.
Ah, it depends. By rights, I should send a plea to some court to decide if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. Parchment's dear, and ain't rent free either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily risk it and knock your head off without permission.
I see how the law is respected here.
Ha! Are you yanking my pizzle? You're a fine one to talk about law.
And what will happen to us?
What do you think? If they'll execute a nobleman, they won't think twice about a hired hand or two.
You never know, Henry. Lord Sameen is merciful. Maybe this whimpering will soften his heart.
Oh, I'm not whimpering. I'm just trying to tell you how it was.
Bollocks! You're full of shit. Don't believe a word he says, Captain.
Sameen might be merciful, but whether he'll be in the mood for this, I can't say.
I'm innocent. I swear on my ma's soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Ha! Every Manjikur I dragged to the gallows swore on his mother. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was as pure as the driven snow. But this bastard doesn't think twice about his soul. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
That's right. You always were a piece of shit, Francie. No scruples.
Well, ain't it grand to have you here to explain everything? Now shut your gobs, the three of you. Don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout.
Так, я начебто приїхав.
Right, we're in Troskowitz. This is where you get off, Henry.
Thanks a lot, Captain.
Don't forget to go and tell Radovan what happened, so he can stop worrying.
Will do.
And drop by Sameen sometime. You may be wet behind the ears.
Так. Що у нас тут є на продаж таке? Десь я повикладав, ще можу смолоскипа продати. Ціни, звісно, тут ніякі. Так, це я прочитав, можу продати, креслення також мені не потрібно.
Let's talk about the price.
Warum nicht?
Only because it's you.
That's more like it. Lower your price a little more and we can make a deal. Sehr gut. I can agree to that. Es war ein gutes Geschäft. Auf Wiedersehen.
Так. У мене ж начебто не було перевантаження, звідки не взялось? Наче все повикидав зайве. Ні? Звідки 4 кіла взялось? А щось мені щось дали, дай мені щось, мені нагороду дав. Я не пам'ятаю яку. Кінь по максимуму. Що ж ми можемо ще перепродати? Щити на коні, да? Може трошки їжі перепродати. Не цікаво. Собака. Так, я думаю, що це вже можна зняти.
If you'd lend me your bullock when it's time to sow winter grains. I need to plough too, you know. What if you lent me the bullock on the Lord's Day?
Good evening. What do you need, lad?
Show me your wares.
Та, також ціни не...
I don't have a bullock, and you won't
Значить,
lend
то
me yours on
все.
any other day. Go and see the priest first.
Так, їдемо до Тахова. Щоб розповісти, що трапилось з нашими наймитами. Ну і напевно якраз це завершить наш квест. Тут гарно так все зроблено. Так. Що, нас вже спить? І тут десь в корчму пішов випити пивка. Присядем. Куди ти тікаєш? Добре.
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Semin's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realized they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semin, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semin, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down. The whole band.
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the cart and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semin took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Don't worry. I don't think Lord Semin will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semin's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskovitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Semin is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. I almost feel sorry for young Semin. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's Teresa. Her uncle owns a mill on the river in Ratai.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types. You might get caught up in devilry, lad. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble born. Old Semin wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say They saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
With the devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truscovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semin's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.
Цікаво. Ну що, добре, любимо друзі. Я думаю, на цьому будемо закінчити наш епізод. І вже в наступному епізоді ми розпочнемо наше завдання відлюдник. Я думаю, що ми спродаємо наш лут, який ми познаходили. Та, може ще перевіримо, може ми можемо вже скувати нам меч, на який у нас є креслення. Добре тоді. Велике дуже дякую за перегляд, лайк та коментар. Зустрінемося в новому епізоді. Хай щастить. Чао!